What if you're already practicing yoga and you don't even know it? When Anne Hathaway asked me to train her, she shared that she'd always wanted to be a dancer.
I really wanted to dance growing up, that I always imagined myself a dancer, but it's like there was a wall that I kept hitting, but I always tried to figure out what that wall was.
It felt like I'd manifested this moment, the exact intersection of spirituality and artistry that I've been walking my entire life. And now Anne Hathaway was asking me to show her how to do the same.
But I did get very into yoga. And I actually really want to thank my teacher, 𝗵𝗲, who worked with me every single day getting ready to play Rebecca.
This is precisely why I created the Artist Yoga Method. To understand where this is going, let's go back a moment. My name is 𝗵𝗲. I'm an artist, dancer, and educator. I became a black belt when I was 8 and immediately fell in love with the spirituality behind martial arts. Then, when I was 11, I became a professional dancer and fell in love with the discipline of dance. This marked the beginning of my path, equally straddling the lanes of artistry and spirituality. Throughout my life, the stage has always felt like hallowed ground to me, no different than walking into a temple, an ashram, or a church. Every performer knows this feeling. It's the sacred electricity that fills the air before the lights rise, before the director says, action. Showing up for your craft is showing up to holy ground. Here's the thing, an artist is already attuned to the energetic current that most yoga practitioners devote their entire lives trying to touch. It's the current that gets you out of bed at 2 a.m., when that aha moment hits, when inspiration suddenly drops, when the ideas are no longer abstract but crystallize. It's the current that motivates you to shift from performance to presence. It's not just about training the body, it's training the mind and the spirit too. So how exactly does this method work? And what did I tell Hollywood's A-list celebrity? I asked her the 2 questions I ask anyone who wants to study with me. What exactly do you want to learn? And how deeply do you want to dive? What separates mastery from mediocrity are discipline and consistency. What I like to call, how badly do you want it? And it's equally important to know why you want to practice. Are you looking for a stretch, a workout, comfort, rest in community? Are you looking for fast food yoga? Or is there something beyond the novelty, beyond the aesthetic, beyond the yoga look or the handstand pick? For many of us, myself included, our entryway into yoga is primarily through the physical. We may take a class and enjoy the feeling, or see the external changes taking shape. Then you sprinkle in some workshops, a sound healing experience, a luxury destination, or eco-retreat, and suddenly we're on a yoga journey. But it's actually much deeper than the external. That's why it's important to ask questions. It's equally essential to know who you're studying with. Ask yourself, who is your teacher? Who was their teacher and their teacher's teacher? What brought them to the mat? What exactly did they learn from their teachers? What exactly will you be learning from them? What is their true area of expertise? While these questions may seem trivial, they're not.
Anytime you combine spirituality and capitalism, it has the potential to go really dark.
Today, a teacher might hold the basic minimum teaching certificate or only have knowledge from one studio or style, yet carry titles like Master, Guru, or Yogi Raj, which are often bestowed from business alliances, branding, and even through marriage. Integrity matters.
That she authentically meant everything that she said. What happens when someone, I don't know, isn't quite able to practice what they preach yet?
That's well put.
You should know who you're studying with and what you're practicing. And no, it's not just about the down dogs or learning splits, although you'll have plenty of opportunities to practice them in classes.
I did so much yoga. I did so many down dogs, just going, wow, which wound up being a very good thing for me. And in fact, I wish that I'd taken it up earlier.
To know where you're going, it's helpful to know where you've been. To know yoga's origins is to evoke curiosity and stimulate originality. Otherwise, you're simply copying and pasting, mimicking and mirroring, instead of finding your own path. And that unoriginality is a kiss of death to any artist. Learning about the history and heritage of yoga pays respect and origin to the rich traditions that are now universal to practitioners all over the world. And it also answers the why behind the practice.
Did the series help you understand India and its spiritual energy?
Excellent questions. I wound up studying with the yoga teacher, 𝗵𝗲. I took it very seriously, and she taught me a great deal about the heritage and the lineage of yoga and the history.
So what's my why? Let me bridge the gap for you. After falling in love with spirituality and artistry in my childhood, I decided to pursue higher education. I was a triple major at the time, studying wisdom traditions, aka theology, studio art, and theater, and I took my first yoga asana class on a university trip to India. And that's when I was first initiated into Ayurveda, Abhyanga, and the healing practices of yoga. I continued to straddle the lanes of artistry and spirituality in my 20s. Creating art in Florence, opening for Snoop Dogg's tour, dancing for Gwen Stefani, choreographing, acting, producing, all while teaching yoga. And then it happened. 2 months after my 30th birthday, I was admitted to the ER. Doctors didn't know what was wrong. With a fever of 105.1, they simply called it an autoimmune disease, but never gave me the reason or the root cause behind it. It wasn't until I was hospitalized that I truly understood my calling with yoga. My age, health up until then, and career in dance and yoga mystified them even more. I was healthy, and yet my body was breaking down. That was my aha moment, the kind of revelation that only an artist or creator understands. I realized that despite teaching, certifying, and practicing for over a decade, what I'd been taught in the West still kept the practice facing outward. I looked healthy, I was performing, dancing, teaching, doing all the things. Yet my inner system was still out of harmony, and that's what the doctors couldn't see, because what was unbalanced within me was invisible, immeasurable. The unseen was the real compass that I had ignored. The subtle energies, my emotions, my thoughts, my traumas. I decided to return to the first spark, the wisdom that originally called me. I found my books from college and dove headfirst into the Upanishads, the Vedas, Ayurveda, Advaita Vedanta, where the true path of yoga was an integrated lifestyle. That's when I understood. My art and my spirituality were never meant to live apart. In the West, they'd been divided. In truth, they were always one. The same pulse, the same prana. The artist yoga method was born from that remembering. That's when everything I'd studied, yoga, philosophy, anatomy, collided with something deeper that I'd already carried within me, my heritage. In Trinidad, my culture carries a rich, interwoven healing medicine of art. Dance, rhythm, music, storytelling, movement, all of it has always been our way of restoring balance. The same medicine Western thought calls alternative was already alive within my lineage. The drums, the steel pan, chanting, nature, kitchen remedies, these were the rituals of alignment that no certification could teach. I realized that what I was seeking wasn't somewhere out there. It was encoded within me. I didn't need more techniques or certifications or workshops, but remembrance, a return to the natural intelligence of creation itself, what my ancestors and family already knew, that art, spirit, and healing are one continuous motion. My experience in the hospital completely altered the course of my life. It changed my perception of health. I thought I was at the pinnacle of health, yet Western doctors were perplexed and couldn't tell me why I had experienced what I experienced. As a dancer, my eye was trained for physical fine-tuning. Yoga, dance, fitness, they kept me in great physical shape from the outside in. But when no one had the answers to the questions I asked, when no one could tell a healthy artist and wellness practitioner who had just turned 30 what was wrong, what needed to be healed, what I should or shouldn't be doing, eating, taking, or not taking, I knew I had to learn more about Ayurveda. I had to dive deeper into what I'd first learned at university. I'd spent 10 years perfecting the outside, what Western yoga tends to focus on, and I'd forgotten that 90% of what we don't see governs the 10% we do see. I needed to return to the spark of origin from every lineage, every workshop, every style, every wisdom tradition. I needed to know how the unseen affects what we see. I spent quality time in places like Mauritius, Zanzibar, Bali, Thailand, Samoa, and I saturated myself in learning different meditation techniques, healing rituals, and holistic practices that encouraged me to keep peeling the layers and asking the questions that are often dismissed in the West. This is the melting pot of the artist yoga method. My own cultural heritage richly blends artistry, ancestry, wisdom traditions, and holistic healing. We dance, create, sing, play instruments, nourish our bodies, purify our minds, and connect our spirit with source intelligence. You'll hear many practitioners recite that the word yoga means to yoke, but it's more than just yoking the body and the breath. It's yoking all of the parts that you don't see with all of the parts that you do see. Yoga isn't just about sun salutations or down dogs. It's not just breath work and yoga science. It's as much artistry and spirituality as it is understanding, feeling, and expressing your emotions. Repressed emotions manifest as disease, and dis-ease means harmony does not exist within the mind-body-spirit containment. It's not separate. It's yoked. Mind cannot exist without body, and body cannot exist without spirit.
I did a lot of yoga. So much. And I was delighted to discover that I really enjoy it. So I'm still doing it. I'm a healthier person as a result of having played her, for sure.
The artist yoga method brings you into coherence with all three. It's the trifecta of health. And this practice invites you to go beyond what you see, to ask questions that deserve answers, to feel your practice because the wisdom you seek is already inside of you. I'm simply here to remind you, guide you, and lead you right back to what you've forgotten. The artist yoga method is soulful artistic wellness. It's where your inner artist meets your inner guru. This isn't about perfection or performing spirituality. This method isn't about being polished. That's why I decided to release all of my archives. Recorded classes in real time, meditations and sound baths, Dharma talks just as they are. Because truthfully, real art is in the moments that you can't edit. Teaching and recording in real time. It's like live theater. Once the curtain rises, it's all presence. That's where transformation lives. Not in perfection, but participation. Within the moment itself, there's only the now. This method invites the painter who hasn't picked up the brush in 6 months, the singer who doesn't know how to breathe right now, the dancer who can't get out of bed, the creative with an aching body, a fried nervous system, and a glimmer of hope that maybe one day their body will lead them back to themselves. You just need time, presence, and a willingness to come back to your own breath. And this isn't just for practitioners, it's for teachers too. Within this living library, you'll find the insights, lineage, knowledge, and depth that people often pay thousands for in workshops, certifications, or retreats.
We're selling an experience, a community.
Her words echo the approach so common in the West, where the focus is on appearance, trends, or packaged experiences. This is exactly why performers and artists like Anne Hathaway train here, because the artist yoga method is the opposite.
We did the yoga sequence. And at that point, normally you can kind of like back off as an actress. You don't have to keep doing it. But I just realized that I really liked it. So I've been doing yoga consistently for over a year now, which is pretty cool. But I do love it. I do love it. And I'm very excited every time I get to do it.
It's not about the packaged promise of community or the fleeting trend that comes and goes. It's about real transformation and inner transfiguration, the awakening, the depth, artistry, and integrity that is already inside of you. Everything you need to grow, deepen, and embody, mastery, lineage, technique, wisdom, inspiration, is here, living within this library. And all it requires is a commitment to yourself. This method didn't just transform my life, it transfigured me, and I'm certain it will do the same for you.
I had to be very conscious of my health. So I started doing yoga every single day. And then when the movie stopped, I did not stop. I love it. I have an unbelievable yoga teacher now, and it's become a part of my life.